Dolphins thirsty, they never show no mercy. On the field or in the game, Miami knows how to play. Dolphins thirsty, we all get down and dirty. Tell you what you want to know, it's the Dolphins Show. Quench your thirst for all things Miami Dolphins. They are the football kings, cause they play to win. Come on in and have some fun, whether we have lost or we have won. For all things Miami, it's Dolphins Thursday.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Dolphins Chatter, where all things Dolphins matter. And in a minute, and no further ado, I'm going to be bringing in my co-host, Hank Fistink. Hank, how are you today, Hank? How's everything up in Orlando?
Everything is fabulous. Getting ready for the 4th of July tomorrow. Wife's got the flags out on the banister. So we're getting ready to celebrate. As you know, you're a ex-officer and all that, and you understand.
No, it's great, man. So, are you going anywhere? Or are you just doing it here at your residence? Or are you going to any fireworks show, anything like that?
Well, unfortunately, being I won't get my car.
Oh yeah.
We were planning on doing a couple things if we got the car, but if we didn't get the car, we knew we were just going to be chilling at home. And we have some people coming in from out of town today, too. So got a couple people that are staying with us. A couple little girls and their father are staying with us. Single dad thing,
Oh, okay.
So we said, come on down. We'll save you some monies from a hotel and things like that. And,
Well, I can imagine Disney must be packed at this week. Oh, man. They must be filled. Anyway, welcome to our resident Bills fan, but that's good. He's a good guy. He comes in here, but he's not part of the Bills Mafia that drives us crazy. So that's good stuff. But, yeah, so it sounds like you have a fun day tomorrow. It's going to be nice.
Yeah. It's going to be nice. We're just going to chill out. We got 3 pools, so we'll be all right.
Oh, man, they got 3 pools. Which one do you got one closer? Is there like one huge one?
There's one that's like a medium size that's right below us, about 2 stories, about 3 stories down. And that's a nice small one, which is usually in the shade. And then you got a big giant one. And then you have a kiddie pool too.
Oh, wow. Okay. Which one do you normally use? The one right next to you?
Yeah, I usually use the big pool. I go out there
one.
on my scooter because my foot's messed up. So I go out there on my little scooter, zipping around.
Wow.
Everybody looks at me like I'm crazy. And then I go out there, and then I go get in the pool. I have this leg brace that I got to put on and take off.
Oh, yeah. That's a pain for the pool, I'm sure.
Yeah, so, just while they're waiting to figure out what's going on with my foot, because I have ongoing issues with my foot from the military.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I know. That's tough. But let's see, throw some. Oh, he said throw some yellow dye in it and you have the pool all to yourself.
I actually have a shirt that says I pee in pools.
Oh, bro.
I wear that when I go down to the pool.
Yeah, you just scare them all away for sure. There. How am I going swimming with this guy? So, but anyway, speaking of dolphins, that's not swimming. Dolphin swim. So there's my lead in. So not much going on the Dolphins front, but there's always stuff to talk about the Miami Dolphins. Let's see. Yeah, it looked like you're crazy. Yeah. He said, yeah, they'll look at you crazy for sure. But so what do you think, man? We're still waiting for Dalvin Cook. I think now we're 15 days away from the first day of training camp. So somewhere in those 15 days, hopefully Cook makes his decision, but we could actually go into camp if he plays hardball saying, well, someone's going to get a running back hurt in training camp and my paycheck's going to open. Even if it's, because a team that's contending. Hey, good morning, Bobby of the Fins Talk Sports.
Fins up, Bobby.
Make sure you follow them over there. They're a great. Go join them over there and subscribe and hit their like buttons. Hank is over there every Saturday at noon Eastern Standard Time for their Fins Talk show that they do over there, and it's always good entertainment. But yeah, so what's Dalvin Cook? He has 15 days before the training camp. He has no reason to rush any decision because he can only going to barter himself up. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. Well, isn't it 23 days? Well, I don't know. I was going by what Twitter people were saying today, and everyone's been saying, my friend, that's 15 days. So the Big E said 15 days. So I don't know. If the Big E says 15 days, I'll go. But hey, I'm not. I'm going
What's
by
up,
what the
Adam?
Twitter people said. Yeah. So, hey, Adam, fins up to you, Adam. So anyway, 15 days, 23 days, whatever. There's still several days left before the start of training camp. And I don't think Cook is any. Yeah, that's the first day, right, where rookies report. That's what we're till we get some human bodies in the training camp is when rookies report. It's in 15 days. So, but yeah, it's going to be good, man. It's going to be good to get them in there. Our running back room is already solid with or without Cook, but it's going to be obviously better with Cook. But like I say, if Cook doesn't come, I would be excited to see what, A-Chain does as a rookie. We already know what Moser and Wilson, when healthy, we know what they can do, and Ahmed and Gaskin. So it's not like our running back room is weak without Cook. It just becomes one of the better running back rooms in all of football if you bring Cook into the running back room. And that's why I think that's us as Dolphin fans excited. I know Bobby's really excited about the Heat right now. On his show on Saturday, he almost had tears in his eyes. He was so happy to hear that guy wanted to come to the Heat, So we will see. That's how I feel about my Dolphins, so I understand. And Bobby's actually a bigger Dolphin fan than he is Heat fan, but he still gets all charged up about his Heat.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Bobby would really
and when you're talking about Dalvin Cook, not only would he improve the running backs, I think he would improve the offense overall too, and make it a lot harder on defenses that have been filling up the box and thinking that they're just going to come in and
Right.
load up. They won't be able to load up with our wide receivers, and then you throw Dalvin Cook in there. I don't see how they can cover.
No, I agree with you. I saw you say that to Brett because Brett was saying, "Oh, Dalvin Cook, may not be the best fit for the Dolphins." Because,
fins up, Ender.
Yeah, fins up, Ender. Yeah, Damon Cook today. Let's go. So look, there you go. That he would love that stuff for sure. That would make Bobby's day. Ender, as always, welcome, and you have a great 4th of July tomorrow, Independence Day. He wished everyone that lives in the United States that yesterday. So on my comment section on one of my videos or one of my polls. So
Hammer time. Fins up. Happy 4th.
Yeah, happy 4th, man. Tomorrow should be a fun day. Most of you guys that are working will be off. My old work didn't matter. You worked if it was a day that you worked. But a lot of people that work in the private sector will have off tomorrow. So that's always a nice little benefit. And I would have been off this year because my days off was Sunday, Monday, Tuesday because we did the 12-hour shifts. So I was off the past several years. My days off were Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So I would have been off this year and still get paid for it. Because in my work, you get paid whether you work or whether you're off. It's the same. You don't get extra. You get a little bonus if you're off. It really benefits you if you're off. You don't get paid extra working it. But you get paid, even if you don't work it, you get paid the holiday pay that day. So that's kind of always a bonus. Like when it falls on your day off, you're like, yes, it's on my day off. And, it works nicely because you get paid it and you don't work it. But anyway, getting back to, the Dolphins. I think at receiver, we're one of the best receiving core. We got to worry. I don't think Tyreek is going to have any. I agree with you guys on the show Saturday. I don't know. You said you had a guest, Anthony. I know he's coming on our show a lot. He says he thinks it was going to be a year on your guys' show. I think that, or on one of your shows, not on that show, but you guys talked about him saying on another show, not to confuse you guys. But I don't see a year being suspended. I could see a game or two just because Cadell does come down with the hammer, a lot of times, even if the court gets him at. But I don't think it's going to be a season-ending type, like, oh my God, the Dolphins are screwed. At most, it's like no different than a player getting banged up for a couple games and he's out.
They're going to smack him with a fine. Now, how big of a fine is the question?
Yeah, no, that's it. So on that, I'm not too worried about, and unless it comes out that it's a lot worse than what we think, but from what I'm hearing, it's not that bad. So we will see. And back to the Cook thing, like as I was saying, because I was saying we already got a good receiving room, and I think the running back room will become very good if we do. Then, the big question becomes the offensive line, tight ends, and Tua. And I think Tua is ready to stay healthy this year. I'm with you on that. You've said it numerous times. I mean, it's always outside of your control, unfortunately, an injury, because it could be something outside of a concussion this time. It could be something else. But as far as overall, let's just keep the young man healthy, get that offensive line cohesive. Let's just try to. We had injuries all front last year, so let's try this year. Get them healthy, and I think we got one of the better offenses. And that's before we get to talk about our defense. But I like our receiver room. I like our running back. I love our receiving room. I like our running back room. And if you add Cook, I love our running back room. Tight ends, it's not going to be the sexiest group, but for what McDaniel likes to do, I think they're going to be adequate and they'll be fine. They're not going to. If people want Kittle or Gronk back in his prime, you're not going to get that from the Dolphins tight end room. But if you can just get some steady blocking that doesn't, last year, every time Gesicki came in, it's basically like saying, pass. You might as well have told the other team you're passing the ball, because you knew the minute Gesicki was out there, you were passing the ball, just because it got to the point where he wasn't a very good run blocker. So, Tua could have held up a sign to the defense, we're going to throw this time. So, that's basically what they were doing every time Gesicki came into the game. So I think that is going to be an improvement in itself. And nothing against Gesicki. I would say I wish him luck, but he's going to be in New England, so I don't want to wish him too much luck. I hope he stays healthy and does well in a lot of losses. How about that? That'd be the nicest way to say. I hope he does well. Devontae Parker does well, but the rest of the team sucks. And, that's it. That's what I want. Hey, Cap. Good morning,
What's up,
man.
Cap?
Good morning, Cap. And if any of you guys want to drop and share your thoughts, let me know. I will drop a link, and I will gladly do that. So, yeah, he's a Bills fan, remind you, but he does think that Tyreek will get some sort of suspension. NFL didn't forget the last incident. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm a little afraid of, but we will see. We will see. But hopefully it's more a slap on the wrist. That's what I'm hoping for, Hank.
I'm thinking that it'll be some sort of – it's going to be a fine. It just depends on how severe it is that he smacked the guy on the back of the neck.
Right, and how much – right. I know. So that's what we're going to find out. So
the police report even said no injuries observed.
Right. No, there was no observed. That's why the police didn't file charges themselves. They turned it over to the state attorney and let them decide what they want to do with the case. So, and from my experience, that's always a weaker case, because
they wind up getting paid off, and then it's over.
Yeah.
He's going to pay him. That's
what I was saying.
And it'll be over.
Yeah, that's what, But Roger Goodell, though, even though the criminal justice system says it's over, that's the problem. Roger Goodell could come down and throw down the hammer. But anyway, Dalvin Cook, like I said, I'm going to get back to him. I really wanted. I know I don't want to be a one-trick pony or a one-trick cat there. You bring in your star of the show. What's your cat's name?
Petey Squeak Tyreek Cheetah Hill.
Oh, my God. That's the longest cat name in the history of cat names.
Is Petey Squeak Tyreek Cheetah Hill.
Tyreek Hill. Okay. Well, I hope that's a good luck sign for that Tyreek Hill is not going to be in trouble.
He's got some speed to him. That's why I called him Petey Squeak. Long, too.
Yeah. So, man, he looks like a little cheetah. I like that, man. That's pretty good stuff.
Yeah, he's a Bengal.
Yeah. Hey, as long as he doesn't play for Cincinnati, you're okay. So,
well, my daughter's a Bengals fan.
Oh man, how did you have that happen in your family?
Well, because I lived in Georgetown, Kentucky, which was where they did their training practice.
Oh wow!
So that's where they had their training camp. So I would take my daughter to the training camp, and she fell in love with Palmer. And next thing you know, she really liked the Cincinnati Bengals. So
well, the Bengals are really good, man, and.
Yeah, they did stink, though. They stunk.
No, I can imagine. Our Bills fans in here can attest that the Bengals are a very good team. They put a thumping on the Bills last year after the Bills beat us in the first round. So, but I really, oh guys, I did drop a link if you guys want to join. Love Kentucky. Oh, he says go. He's a Kentucky Wildcat fan, the college out there. So, but well, how were you in Kentucky when you? Because you weren't. There's no Coast Guard in Kentucky, is there?
No, that was after I had retired.
Okay.
Well, actually, after I was retired. After
Right.
I was retired, I moved from Boston to Kentucky.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was time to be a little landlocked after all that.
Yeah, exactly. So you're up in Boston. I didn't know you were in Boston because that's my baseball team up there, the Boston Red Sox, and that's cool.
Yeah, I
Let's
actually
Bengals are for real, and especially didn't show
actually
up.
worked for the District 1 for the Coast Guard, and they covered from the tip of Maine all the way down to Virginia. So
Okay.
that's,
well, I know
that's how much area we had in coverage.
Oh, and you're from your base, yeah. Because I was gonna say we
Yeah.
got a lot of Coast Guard here, but we have actually a base here in Miami, not far or whatever.
That's where we did all our search and rescue. That's where we did our We used to
Training.
do the bridges too. All the bridges that are within a mile.
Yeah.
Over water, we take care of all those too, and so like jumpers.
Oh no, you guys did training all the time.
You get jumpers all the time in San Francisco. You
Oh,
find
okay. Wow.
you find bodies, so it's not cool. It's not cool. But that's the uncool side of it.
Yeah, it's funny. He's picking on my Red Sox and my Dolphins, so he's saying I'm old. But yeah, Miami has a big train. A lot of people come and train in Miami, and you could see it from the beach because I worked in a beach community, so you could look out there and on the horizon you could see them like guys dropping from the helicopters, and it was cool to watch, you know. So it was it was fun watching them. And even the Canadian Coast Guard, which you wouldn't even think was a thing, but they would come down and train all the way down here, and so it was, you know, I know they got coastline up there, but I can't imagine that's some cold water. But of course, the Coast Guard here in the United States, we got a base in Alaska. That's where you should have gone, Hank. You would have loved Alaska in the winter.
Yeah, I've been to Alaska.
Have you, as a member of the Coast Guard?
I've been to all the states, continental and out CONUS.
No, but I'm talking about working in the Coast Guard.
I worked in the Coast Guard there in ADAC.
Oh wow, that was cold.
I also was on a ship up there too.
Yeah, so you can take cold weather.
Yeah, we used to. I've been in some pretty big seas, to say the least. I've been in 45 footers, but my ex-wife was in 50 footers, and it broke the bow of the boat open. They were bailing.
Wow.
So, you talk about scary when you're on a 300 and some odd foot boat and you're going up 2, 3 stories, 4 stories, and then back down, and then up 2, 3, 4 stories.
Wow. Hey, you're gonna get me seasick just thinking about it. So let's get back. I love fishing, but I make sure it's a calm day when I go out there. And I'm an inshore fisherman. I like inshore fishing better.
That's the time they send the Coast Guard out, is when it gets rough.
Oh, no,
everybody that's out there, you save them, hopefully. But usually if they sink up in Alaska, more times than not, they're not going to make it.
No, that's it. Here in Florida, you got a good chance, but there you're a screwed McDude.
Yeah,
so,
you don't have much of a chance. And then I was stationed in Hawaii too, so I was in Wahiawa.
That was a nice. You're hanging if Bookham Dano and all that, from the
Hawaii. Well, I was in the middle of Oahu at a small station. It's called Wahiawa, and it's no longer it's there to receive signals, but there's no longer people there receiving the signals. We used to copy Morse code and everything else out of there, but they shut all that down in like 93, I want to say 94.
Yeah, cool stuff. Well, I'm just happy that you became a Dolphin fan. You've been all over. You picked the Dolphins, so that's good stuff. Even though your daughter went over and started rooting for the Bengals, but it's okay. The Bengals are a good team, so it's tough. And the Bengals are the team that put the hurting on Tua last year, unfortunately, up there. And changed the whole course of that game, kind of changed the course of the Dolphins season. But, those damn Bengals. But, hey, it is what it is. I'd rather
Hey.
the Bengals win than Buffalo win. I have to be petty.
This year's going to be the opposite, though, Rob. It's going to be the complete opposite because Miami's going to go to the AFC Championship and face the Bengals and beat them.
Hey, I would take that, man. I would love that. I would take that right now. Let's just fast forward. I would fast
That's for
forward.
my daughter so that she knows.
Yeah. Hey, that'd be one. That'd be a fun week in your family banter.
Yeah.
Dolphins, that week leading up to the Dolphins versus the Bengals in the AFC Championship. But getting back to seriousness, so like I was saying, I love our receiving room, like a running back room, about to love a running back room. Now I'm going over to the defense. The defensive backs I love. And then like our front defensive line, don't love our linebackers per se a lot. But I think they have potential to be better, especially if David Long can stay healthy. And I like that. I like the front and I like the outside guys. It depends where you want to consider, like Phillips. Is he going to be a stand-up guy? Is he going to be an end? Is he going to be this? But so it depends what you want to classify in a Fangio defense. Who's going to be up and who's going to be down? But I think we're going to get the most out of the defense this year. So overall, I like where we are. Special teams, we will find out. But
that's a wait and see.
But overall I like it. Like I said, we got some weak, but there's not a team in the NFL that doesn't have a weak spot. Some of the teams like Kansas City, they have weak spots. But when you got a Patrick Mahomes, he makes up a lot of difference and covers up a lot of those weak spots on a team.
Yeah. MRI says that Vegas says Miami's missed the playoffs. Yeah, we talked about the over-under last time.
On our last
I said
show.
Clearly, Miami is not going to be 9.5. We there's no such thing. So It's 10 wins at least. At least. Even with their tough schedule, I don't care. And the sad part is, though, that might be when Tyreek comes back from his suspension is against the Bills. So he might light him up.
Yeah, I know. I did see that, though. I hope they I don't know. It's going to be it's hard to say one way or the other, but I'm with you. I think 10 is the floor. I know Buffalo Bill fan probably thinks that's not the floor for the Dolphins, but I think 10 wins is the floor for the Dolphins. And I hope we do light some people up, as you called it, Hank, because we definitely need to. And I mean, like I said, we're solid, in all aspects. Are we elite anywhere? I'm not sure, but we definitely are. I think we're elite in the receivers. I think that's where our eliteness lies. And the defensive backs are very close to getting elite, with a couple of question marks because Ramsey and Xavier and Howard are not the young guys that they used to be, so we don't know exactly what level they're going to play at. But I think we got one of the best, if not best, defensive secondaries in all of football, one of the best receiving rooms in all of football. So that's how I look at it. So we got two really strong areas of the football team and at least average in most of the others.
Yeah. MRI says that gave up 45 points against second-year Allen. Yeah, that was then. This is now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and then you have to see who with Von Miller. Okay, he did throw a couple of names in there when he was with the Broncos. But,
Yeah, they had one or two guys on defense. We have about 6 or 8.
Yeah, no, I think
there's a big difference in our defense and their defense. I just saying, You're not comparing apples to apples just because it's a Vic Fangio defense, because we have a lot more talent on our defense than Denver did.
Yeah, instead of Bradley Chubb, you went with a Bradley Chump. But hey, but I do believe that the Dolphins under Fangio will have a better defense than last year, be a little more consistent, have less pre-snap penalties that get your team in a hole right away. And I think because I said we got the makings of one of the best secondaries in the NFL. I'm never going to say the best because it's hard to really compare.
Yeah,
we got one of the best secondaries in all the NFL, especially if Ramsey and Howard just live up to their previous billings. Just not even play above that, just play up to what they have played in the past. And then with I like your singer. I like Devon Holland back as a safety. Yeah, we got maybe a question at the other safety, whether it's going to be Brandon
Maybe.
Jones or is it going to be Deshaun Elliott or is it
Going to
going
be
to be the
Smith? Is it going to be Ramsey?
right? It could be
Who's
right.
it
Yeah,
going to
it could
be?
be.
I mean, could be Cater Kohu,
No,
maybe.
it could be Cam Smith, could be
Could
Ramsey,
be anybody.
right. I know. So
We have plenty of talent to fill it.
yeah, no, we do. We got a lot of talent in the secondary. Like I said, that's
Yes.
definitely the strong point of our defense is the defensive backfield. But of course, we thought that last year, and then injuries blew us up there. Byron Jones was gone the whole year. Brandon Jones went out, and
Yeah, it got ugly.
yeah, it got ugly back there. But if staying healthy, and even if you're going to get one or two guys hurt, no matter what, it's just football, unfortunately. But as long as you don't have that one position, just get when you had to play Cater Kohu in serious playoff caliber football games at the end of the season, an undrafted rookie, a lot of people got hurt. So, which is hopefully he stays healthy, the whole Dolphins secondary stays healthy, and we will have one of the best secondaries.
Fins up, Hank, Scotty.
See, another Hank. Okay, this is not you again, Hank. See, I'm learning, man. I always think, man, what Hank is Hank? Morning, if we're not the who is. I know, I agree, but like I say, the Eagles are really good. The 49ers are really good. I think a name that's real quiet in the defense will actually make a surprise impact is Reed. Yes, Malik Reed. I think he might be. He actually put up better numbers in Fangio defense than Bradley Chubb did if you just look at sack numbers and pass rush win rates and all that fancy stuff. Now, the other metrics I'm not all big on, so I can't tell you, but that was good. Number one defense, sun poisoning at. Listen, Buffalo, Mr. Buffalo. I don't know.
I'm melting.
Yeah, exactly. I just think we're going to
I sat in that heat. I was on the visitor side sitting in that heat. What's everybody complaining about?
I know. For one, I think he's just saying that we're sun poisoning, thinking the Dolphins are that great.
Yeah,
so,
I know.
But
I really deflect a little.
I know. I really think though that we are going to be good. I mean, like I said, maybe not number one, maybe not. I'm just looking up, making sure there's nothing new.
We were like 20. Weren't we like 24th or something like that on our defense?
Yeah, we
Do you know the average? Did you know the average that defense rises under Vic Fangio is at least 10 spots?
I know.
That puts us at 14.
And most of his defense.
But that puts us at 14 without even coming in as a competent defense. And last year, I just want to point this out. I pointed out Saturday. This team still has not played complementary football with its offense and its defense yet. It hasn't happened yet. And hopefully now that you have two head coaches, because that's basically what we have is two head coaches. We have one head coach on defense and one head coach on offense. And I truly believe Miami is set up to win. And if you start looking at some of these ESPN analysts and all these other people, they're starting to say, yeah, the Dolphins are real. They're starting to look at the team and who's on the team and starting to realize we have a lot of quality talent.
No, I do know that, there's a lot of people from the national media now giving us our attention, which, like you said, could be a good thing, a bad thing, or it doesn't really make a difference because you got to go out there at the end of the day and win. Whether they say you suck or you're good, you still got to go out there and play to win the game. And speaking of winning, let me remind you guys are all winners, and I love it that you're in here. So make sure you give me a fins up, but here on YouTube, they call it a thumbs up. And most of you probably already have done this for me, and you've tackled that subscribe button, or you throw the laser pass at that subscribe button. But like I said, I don't look at you guys as subscribers. I look at you guys as team members. You guys are the best. I love having you guys all here. I'm just here to talk Dolphins football, and that's all I really care about. So it's awesome.
I'm just a bump on a log that he decided to bring along.
Yeah, Zach. No, Hank, you are always you're the best, man. That's why I scouted you from the Fins Talk Sports Network because of your elite talent. Probably a bunch of goalie hounds that are being it. But I think that's fine. I think actually our defensive backs are going to do Football and Hank's Corvette. Hey, there you go. And he has the latest. Go check out his Twitter for his latest pictures on what the vet's going to look like. But I
Yeah.
think we're going to actually be better in the zone because we got older guys now, and they're going to be better than that. They're not going to be asked to play against the best receiver all day and tell Xavier, hey, go cover this guy, and we're going to blitz everyone, and you stay on the best receiver. I think it's actually better.
Yeah. They're going to play more zone and all. It's going to be completely different.
Yeah, and I think it's actually the zone benefits them.
I'm going to have to get used to watching them play that way because they're usually really aggressive. So now they might be playing off a little bit rather than being so aggressive. It's going to be weird for me to watch, but we'll see.
No, I know, yeah, because we got so used to once Flores got here and then him in last year.
Sack.
Boyer continued it because they bring in all that blitzing. But we got burned by it more than it helped us, although at the end. So it's just like I think we need to change that up. And he says passing QBs will carve that zone up. We will see, my friend, because he throws mixes in there. That's why he disguised things well from what I'm reading. Like I say, I'm not going to pretend that I'm a Fangio elite expert. I have no clue. But from what I'm reading, what he does well. Because like I say, I'm mainly a Dolphin fan. I do watch other games, of course, and I have seen Fangio defenses, but it's not like I'm sitting there looking at film like a lot of you pros do out there. From what I'm reading, Fangio defenses disguises things, throws them different look. Oh, they think it's going to be this cover, and then they go into another coverage. So they get, that's where they're really good. I heard them breaking it. If you guys want to go listen to one episode of Locked On Dolphins, Cal Krabs broke it down well. He had a guest on there that breaks down defense, and he says that's where Fangio does well because he hides what he's going to do pre-snap. So
I agree with Scotty. Scotty says you still play man within your zone.
Right.
So I believe that too. You're able to play one-on-one or the other well. So,
After we dropped him, our chop shop. Hey, Hank, I agree. And I'm talking about the other Hank, the Hank in here. So thank you, Hank, for that comment. We got Hank because Hammer Time I always picture as a Hank too, just because every time I hear Hammer, I think of Hank because of hammering Hank Aaron. So
Hank Goldberg.
Yeah. But we will see. Scotty, you still play with okay, yeah, that's what you were reading. Yeah, no, you're right, Scotty. And that's what I think Fangio will do a lot too. He will mix up things. You're going to get, they're in this, I'm going to feed, and then they're going to change it up. They're going to move over. That's what I'm hoping. And as a Dolphins fan, that's all we have. We haven't won a playoff game for 20 years, so we need some hope. So, I think this is the year, though. I would love to beat the Bills in the playoffs. How about that, Mr. Bills fan? So, we.
Don't worry about the Bills in the playoffs. They're not going to make it.
Oh, okay. Now you're really taking a shot at our Bills. I would be shocked if the Bills don't make the playoffs. I do believe they had a disappointing.
Boom. Well, you know what's going to keep them out of there?
What's that? The Dolphins.
The Dolphins and the Jets.
Oh wow.
Boom.
Oh man, but that's like a double-edged sword because I actually just like the Jets more than the Bills if you had to put it down one way or the other. I've never liked the Jets, man, but they're all division rivals, so I'm not saying I like any of them. But if you had to tell me, the Jets have always been my least favorite of the teams because Hammer Time's with you, Hank. He's saying the Bills are going down this year.
Absolutely. I see that as 2 easy wins.
Oh, now you're really laying it out there. But it's not go. I want to go as far as easy. But I do believe that we've closed the gap with the Bills because they used to basically admit it. They owned us. They were our daddy or whatever saying you want to say. But we've closed the gap where it's a lot. Let's see. This thing kept coming like that, unexplained kick in the 80-gallon. So hey. But you know what? It's tough, man. It's going to be a tough division because the Jets are good as much as I hate to say it. The Bills are good. The Dolphins are good, which makes me happy to say. That's the only one. And
got
then New
all
England is still New England. New England's not going to roll down and be, like let everyone beat them down. So it's
all
going to
three
be,
of these teams are going to be button heads, Thirsty. They're going to be button heads at the top.
yeah,
And in the beginning of the year, we're going to find out what's what real quick between the Bills and the Dolphins. What is that? Our third game, I think we play them. So all the talk will be over then.
yeah, Hank. No, it's true. If the Pats weren't as bad as they are, I would say the Bills would go from worst. Go from worst to first. I mean, from first to worst in the AFC East this year. So
I
that would
agree,
be,
Scotty. I got to agree with you.
yeah. But I'm telling you, the Patriots, we're all laughing at, but Belichick is still a good coach, as much as it pains me to say that. And
He is.
I have to see a lot of New England fans junk talk because I happen to be a Red Sox fan too. So I see to be on Red Sox Twitter, I might go over there and I start commenting, but then people start talking about New England and this and that. I'm like, oh my God. I go, when they find out I'm a Dolphin fan, they're like, oh, you're not a true Red. I'm like, how can you say I'm a true Red Sox fan just because I like the Dolphins? You make no sense. And then, I don't even want to explain on how when I didn't have a baseball team when I was down here as a kid. So, I don't get into it. But you think you should be nice to a fellow Red Sox fan, but then they want to talk trash talk because see my name, Dolphin Thirsty. Oh, how can you be a Red Sox fan if you like the Dolphins? Blah, 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 blah. And they still try to say that they were undefeated. I'm like, you finished regular season undefeated. You went through the playoffs undefeated, but you did not win the Super Bowl. So, therefore, you did not finish a perfect season. So, and there's only one team in Perfectville. New England backed up the truck into a pole, backing into, Perfectville to unload their belongings. There was like a commercial. I don't even know what product it was for, but they showed it, and it was like, I loved it. So,
yeah, it was like Mr. Clean. They wiped away that 0 and put in a 1.
Yeah, I know. I was like, I know. That was perfect, though, man. I loved it. And we are still the only team. So, yeah, Belichick is a losing coach without Brady. 3 winning seasons out of 10, a massive losing record. Yeah, I know. He was not good. I mean, he was on Cleveland, and no one thought he was going to become like the legendary coach that he's become, the big name coach he's become. I just hope he doesn't break, but I think he's going to stay. I mean, as long as he stays healthy enough, which, of course, I don't want anyone not to stay healthy. He's going to unfortunately break. He's going to stay around long enough to break Don Shula's win total, which is going to be a sad day. I'm just going to turn off the TV that day. Hopefully, it doesn't come against the Dolphins. That would be the worst, that he gets the all-time victory against the Dolphins. That'd be my nightmare. But other than that, let him do his thing. He's not going anywhere. And if the Patriots would get rid of him, another team would pick him up within 2 minutes, So
yeah,
and be throwing huge money at him. So he's not going anywhere anytime soon, but it just sucks. He's going to become the all-time winningest coach. But, oh, well, to me, Shula is always the GOAT. He has a perfect season on his resume. Yeah, he didn't win all the Super Bowls that Belichick did, but he was in 5 of them. Unfortunately, we only won the 2. And he was actually in 5 of the Dolphins, and he was in 1 where they lost a famous game against the Jets when he was Baltimore's coach back in the day. So he was in 6 Super Bowls, had a losing record in the Super Bowl. But other than that, he's like the greatest coach, man. He did it longevity, went from run-dominant teams to pass-dominant teams, from good defenses to bad defense, but always found a way to win. But anyway, I don't want to bore them with Shula talk, but Shula has always been my favorite. So, well, what is he still? Yeah, I don't even know what he is. I know Don Shula's is 347, so I don't even know how many Belichick has, but he's only a few years away from it. I know he's 70 something now, but he seems to be in good health and seems to be sharp, so I don't think he's going anywhere anytime soon. I wish he would retire before. That would make my day. That's just a petty.
He's going to retire next year.
Yeah. Hey,
He'll retire at the end of this year because he'll be sick of it. That's
cool, Hank. The other Hank. Sorry, Hank. But I said the other Hank Captain. But yeah, that's just it. And the reason I like the Red Sox, like I said, there was no team down here, so I understand. I go up. I've been to Fenway several times. It's a beautiful park. It's all good stuff. But
hey,
yeah,
I just wanted to look at something that I saw in here before, that correction of 22 years by MRI. What was that correction of 22 years for? Is that how long it's been since we won a playoff game? Is that what he's saying?
Oh, probably. I know the
Because,
exact date.
there is a
December
record that
30th, 2000. December 30th, 2000 is the last time we won a playoff game. So we have won a playoff game in the 2000s, but it was the very first year of 2000.
But let me point this out. There is a record that's held by the Bills, too. And that's the 20 straight losses that they had versus the Miami Dolphins. But don't worry about that. Don't let anything cloud your judgment out there, folks. Don't forget, 20 straight losses, NFL record, Bills to the Dolphins, okay? So you can stop with all the garbage already. If you want to talk about it, let's talk about it. Win some rings. Don't be four-time losers. Things like that have to change for the Bills. And if Allen keeps throwing those interceptions, you're never going to make it to the big game. So be realistic with yourself. I'm being realistic with my team. My team needs help on the offensive line and depth on defense, period. That's it. It's that simple. And, to sit here and banter over a year or two, give me a break.
Well, I know the Dolphins beat the Bills a whole decade, but that was really going back. But I wish we could get that dominance back in the South Florida and dominate a team that long. I would love to sweep the Jets, the Bills, and the Patriots this year. That would go a long way with winning the division. But I don't know. I see us, I don't know, splitting some of those games. You can't get swept by them. Hank coming with the wide right.
I've just heard this over and over from the Bills fans, and it just gets old after a while. Okay, great. Wow, Allen beat our team when we were rebuilding. Big deal. So what? That was then. This is now. We're talking about the here and now. And even during that time when the Jets sucked, the Pats sucked, the Dolphins sucked, the Bills still didn't go into the Super Bowl. And that's all that really matters at the end of the day. Have we won a Super Bowl in the past 30 years? No, neither have the Bills. Yep. There you go.
I don't know. That's it.
There you go. So, until you're in the Super Bowl and you're winning them, just chill.
Yeah.
The season's got to play itself out.
That was the only Super Bowl that you guys were actually in. I mean, you were in all, and played them in them all, but actually competitive game. That was the only game that was actually close, and he missed it. But it is what it is. Well, it was Scott Norwood, I think, was the kicker back in the day. Well, as a Dolphin fan, I think that was his name. I know it's something like that. But I know I would know it forever because I remember Pete Stoyanovich mentioned to get kicked out when it was the then San Diego Chargers, which I still always want to call them San Diego. So that's why I just say Chargers when we're playing them, because if I know I say, oh, we're going out to San Diego. I know I'm going to say we're going out to San Diego for the first game of the season, but I know it's Los Angeles. I just know, though, San Diego wants to come out of my mouth. So it's just, just like the Oakland Raiders, I want to say. I can't get used to the Vegas Raiders, but, it is what it is. Poor Oakland, man. I know I won't talk baseball for long, but the Oakland A's looks like they're going to be moving to Vegas. So it's like, man, Oakland's going to hate the city of Las Vegas, stealing all their football team and their baseball team.
Yeah, everybody's going to Vegas till they run out of water.
Yeah, I know, exactly. I don't know. But it's the perfect place for a team.
I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I mean, have fun and all that and have a good time, but why would I move somewhere where you can physically see the water is literally shrinking that's going to your city?
Yeah. No, I know. It's a tough. No, I agree, man. That's tough. Hey.
Fins up, Lyles.
Yeah, he's always a good guy to have in here. Good. Thank you. Welcome back. I hope everything's going well with you, RL Lyles. Always a good guy to be in here. But but like I said, but I can see why owners would want to put a team in Vegas, because even if they don't get the big diehard fan base, everyone on vacation and be like, oh, let's catch a game. We're in Vegas, so you might as well catch a game. So whether it's a big fan base of whatever teams, because even the hockey team does well there, and then now, of course, they're like a really, they're the champs and all that good stuff. But I don't follow hockey, but they didn't. Okay, RL. Well, I'm happy that you're on with us today. It's always a pleasure. and make sure you throw a pass at our thumbs up, which I call the thumbs up button while you're in here. But Scotty, let's see what happens. No water in Vegas or earthquake in Oakland. Pick your poison. I'll stick with hurricanes in Miami. Yeah, at least I do like that. That's why I always say I would stick with, because at least hurricanes, you know, is coming. If you want to, I've always stuck them out, and I had a job. I had no choice but, because we went Alpha Bravo. So
Yeah.
I had no choice but to ride them out. But even if, you know, at least a hurricane, if you want, you know, you can start heading north and get your butt out of Florida if you don't like it. Or earthquake and those other things, you have no clue if it's
People
just
are
gonna
flooding to Florida in record numbers.
yeah. Oh no,
There
yeah,
aren't
for sure.
many people leaving Florida. They're all coming in.
Never about always. Got hey, no, of course everyone's coming to Florida. It's crazy, man. It kills me too, though, because it's just like I used to want to buy something on the west coast of Florida because that's my favorite style of fishing over there. I love the Gulf and the snook and the redfish and all that. And I always, I'm going to retire over there. But then the housing market just went through the roof. I mean, yeah, I could sell mine here, but I still got my youngest in high school, so I would have to sell. I was only thinking, oh, towards the end of my retirement, right before retiring, I would buy one over there, still have this one. But now forget it, man. All those houses are a ton of money. It's like
Yeah.
you can't buy anywhere in Florida cheap anymore.
No, you can't. I mean,
Yeah.
I bought here, and 8 months after I bought, the prices already went up like 80,000.
No, it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
And I just bought, like I said, less than a year ago. So,
Oh wow.
And the prices here at this place are 80,000 more than what we were paying.
Wow, that's crazy. Is it a newer building or an older building?
2007. That's considered pretty new in
Oh no, that's new.
construction.
Yeah. So hopefully, yeah, it should. You shouldn't have any unexpected assessment cost anytime soon. Some of those older.
It's been here 15, 20 years. You know.
Yeah.
15, 20, something like that. And when we came in, we had a lot of work to do, painting, and we still have to get rid of light fixtures and stuff. But we've spent about 10, 15,000 already in putting in new flooring, new furniture, and all that stuff, and painting, and now all that's left is lights and little furniture.
Well, your artwork back there with Shula and some of the other Dolphin greats back there looks pretty sharp.
Yeah, it's much bigger than it looks.
Yeah. Hey, that's pretty cool. No, yeah, that's a big. Is that an actual painting, or is it a print, or is it?
It's a giclée.
Okay.
A giclée is where they do fancy printing and all that, and then you have all the 72 Dolphins signed.
Yeah, I see. Look, I see like Manny Fernandez up there. I see Shula.
Yeah, mine's 66
Jim Kick, Bob
72.
Greasy. Yeah, no, what's that?
They made 72 of them, and mine is number 66.
Oh, okay.
And
Cool.
if you look up artwork by Malcolm Farley,
yeah,
if you look up artwork by him, you'll see a lot of football artwork and different sports artwork. That's the type of paintings he does.
Sounds cool. Looks nice, man. Looks good. Nice and colorful, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's like my hat.
Yeah, exactly. This is my new hat. I went to the Canes wear, like I said, for the first time ever. Been lived here all this year because I always just heard Canes wear, so I figured it was only going to be Hurricane stuff. But people kept on telling me, oh, there's Miami Dolphin stuff too. And sure enough, finally went into Canes wear, and they did have Miami Dolphin stuff. So I bought myself.
You got the old school logo too. I like it.
Yeah, I do. I prefer the older school logos, but I like the current logo. Just like it's going to be looking sharp on your car there. It's fine. I've gotten used to it. And like I said, they could put a frog on their helmet. If they won the Super Bowl, everyone would love it. So I think we all overdo logos sometimes, thinking, oh, it's the logo, this or that. But to me, like New England's old logo with that big old guy, the old Patriot guys, is better than their other. But their new
crazy eyes.
They never won the Super Bowl under that old one. But to me, that's like the cooler looking logo than the logo they have now. But
he had crazy eyes, bro.
I don't know. I just thought it kind of looked cool. But I mean, I remember I was a kid back then, so Dolphins were always my favorite looking one. But I thought the New England one looked okay. I like the old Bills helmets before they went to the, Bills haven't really changed much other than from like the white helmet to the red helmet and stuff like that. But, they've stayed constant. The Cowboys unfortunately stayed constant. It's funny. The Cowboys are my least favorite team just because outside of the division, of course, all division rivals, but I've always hated the Cowboys because I used to hate how they try to say, we're America's team. I'm like, I'm going to show you. You can't put your own claimer that you're America's team. Well, we're the world's team then. So, that's just silly stuff, though. It's all good, though. And like I say, I know we didn't talk much about it. We got all over the place today, but I'm happy that we had a good amount of people come in here and talk today. Hopefully, by the time we do our next episode, we will have a Dalvin Cook or Cam Smith will at least sign his contract, or give us some news. Or Wilkins will have an extension. Give me something to talk before, because when training camp opens up, we're going to have plenty of stuff to talk about. Give me something in that 2-week gap that we have before the training camps open.
It's where we all suffer and shrivel up.
Yeah, I know, exactly. Just as if we're finally here to the football season. Football is the most exciting sport because it's just like, even when it gets here, it's just one game a week. Like my Red Sox, I watch almost all the time, but if I miss a game for whatever reason, I know I got a game the next night. Football, man, it becomes the event of that week because it's only one game. That's it. You got to center your time around that one game.
Yeah, baseball used to take up too much of my time. And then after people started getting once they hit the 10,000 mark per swing to scratch their balls and strike out, that's when I stopped watching baseball.
Oh, yeah. No,
I got tired of that. Step out of the box. Wait. Step back in the box.
Now it's not, man.
And you can
like it again. Now it's quick. These games are quick now, man. Well, how they do it now, and they got a pitch clock. You're in there. It's quick.
Oh, really?
The game moves really quick. Even Red Sox games who are notorious for playing long games.
Oh, I couldn't handle it.
Most of their games are like 2 hours now or so.
It was horrendous. So that's great that they changed it, though. But
they did the games all. That's it. Those are only two sports I really like watching. I'm not a big NBA fan. I have to admit, I did watch a little Florida Panthers just because, this is something new and exciting when they made their run this year. But it's just only two teams I'm a diehard for in the pros. And then I like in college, I like the Gators now because my money goes to Florida. So I do like those Gators.
The Canes defaulted as my college team because I like the Dolphins. So it was
there's a lot. When you see, there's a lot of most Dolphin fans are probably King fans unless they went to college somewhere else. Like I say, I went to FIU before they had a football team, and I wish I had gone away. I went to Florida State for one semester, and then it just didn't work out because I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I came back home, got a job, and then went to FIU. And then so it's like, but that's before they had a football team. So I have no diehard. But once my son started going to University of Florida, I said, I finally have a school to root for a reason. And I was at the first ever national championship game the Miami Hurricanes won against Nebraska in the Orange Bowl.
Well, my daughter went for her master's at the Ducks.
Oh, so, wow.
While she was at the Ducks, I was watching Justin Herbert.
I know. You like Justin Herbert in the draft.
Well, I was over in Oregon.
Yeah. No, I know.
I was right there. How do you not like the kid?
Yeah, I know, Scotty. Even though he's not the greatest human being, he had beat his wife and cheated in baseball. But, yes, he did pitch a perfect game, so you got to give him a little kudos. I would say it would happen to almost anyone else other than him because I always appreciate guys' athletic accomplishments as something that, you could only dream of doing what they do. But, yes, he did, and it's only the 24th game. This just stinks, though. I don't like those Yankees, Scotty, I have to admit. That's probably my least favorite team in all those sports. And it really has nothing to do with anything other than it's just because so many people just pick the Yankees to pick the Yankees. And then you.
No, I picked the Yankees years ago because I lived in New York.
Oh, well, that's a good excuse at least. I give you that. So
yeah, I like the Yankees, but like I said, I moved away from baseball. I don't have enough time to have baseball in my life because baseball takes up way too much time.
Oh no,
this is one day a week, and it takes up like all my time during the season because we're driving down there and doing
I know.
and doing that. What I mean.
It's great. But football is definitely the best in that regard. But yeah, it still takes up a lot. Sundays are basically shot.
Yeah. You don't do nothing with anybody on Sundays. You got to watch those games, and then Monday you got to wait for that game. Then Thursday comes in.
Yeah.
So
There's so many times the Dolphins have disappointed me in whatever over the years. I'm like, why do I bother wasting my time? Because I've turned down good fishing trips where the people ends up sending their pictures of huge snook caught, and I'm here watching the Dolphins get their butt kicked. I'm like, God damn, why am I addicted to this team? It's just like, why? Why do I devote my team to this? But because outside of my wife and kids and all my family, of course, and all their health, the Dolphins rank up very high on the next team, like job, of course, to pay bills and all that stuff. But Dolphins rank up there very high on my list of like making me want to do stuff. And that's the one thing that's outside my control. So maybe that's just like part of the, that they hook you in because it's not in your control, but you just hope they do the right move, get the right people, and they start winning some playoff games. So the Bills, Mr. Bills, and don't tell me you're a Yankees fan too. A Bills and a Yankee, that means you're 0-2 in my book. So there, I don't know. Now that he's talking about the Yankees,
am I? I'm 1-1.
Yeah, you're 1-1, and that's okay. That's fine, man.
That's okay.
That's fine. As long as you like the Dolphins. There's a lot of people on Twitter, like that Gina. She loves the Yankees and the Dolphins, and there's a couple other people. I got to find more Red Sox Dolphin combos. So
hey, when I was a kid, you had people like Reggie Jackson and people like that were playing Mr. Saturday Night.
Yeah.
That's
he was Mr.
October.
Yeah, Mr. Yeah, no, he was. There was a Reggie Jackson candy bar. There was all that back in the day. I guess I didn't make it, but it was called the Reggie bar. I guess trying to make it like the Babe Ruth.
Like the O. Henry bar?
Yeah. No, yeah, O. Henry bar. Yeah, too. That's right. You're right for Hank Aaron. So, yeah, the Mets. I can live with the Mets because the Red Sox have won since then. But I remember I was in high school back when I was with one of my buddies was a Mets fan, and I had to hear junk talk but the Red Sox in 2004 made up for it, and then they've won a few since then. 2004, 2007, 2013, and 2018. Not that I'm counting, but just to remind you that the Red Sox have done me okay over the past
Thirsty, you could tell that Hammer Time and I are not the same person now.
Yeah, exactly. Mets and Yankees fan. Yeah,
I like the Mets.
But yeah, the 86 Mets beat my Red Sox. We had that game. We should have won. But hey, you know what? It is what it is. It made me that much stronger as a Red Sox fan, and it was that much more pleasurable in 2004 when the Red Sox won. And it was just I would never forget that, man. That's why I want that Dolphins feeling, because I don't count the Dolphins winning a Super Bowl in my lifetime because I was like 3 and 4 years old. I don't remember. So technically they won in my lifetime. I can't say they didn't win in my lifetime like some Red Sox fans that went 86 years without them winning a world championship. But we're getting there, man. We're at the 50-year mark. There's going to be a lot of people that were born and raised and never see the Dolphins be good. Like my oldest son will be 21 this November and never seen the Dolphins win a playoff game. So it's just, we got to change that this year. We got to change that. Yeah. I know, Scotty. I know. But 2004 was beautiful, man. I love it, man. 2004. Because I worked with I still to this day, none of them want to claim it, but one of them did it. So I had to get another one and throw it back in there and then we're going to end the show. But in 2004, the Yankees went up 3-0 on the Boston Red Sox. And, we had mailboxes at the station and, this little slots. And one of them went out and bought this little broom.
Steve. I thought we were doing the Dolphins. No,
I know, exactly. But one of them went out and brought this little broom, one of those little hand brooms, and stuck it in my mailbox. They got too cocky. They did that after Game 3. Red Sox came back historically and embarrassed the New York Yankees on a historic manner. I just had to throw that in there, Scotty.
Historic.
And no, it wasn't. The only team in baseball ever to come back from a 3-game deficit. So anyway, so then I went and got another one and said, I don't know which one of you guys got it, but we won't be needing this. And then the Red Sox went on and win the World Series after that. So it was great. I'll never forget it. So, yes, I know, Steve. I hope your run to the airport for your wife went well. I know, that's it. No more baseball talk. I just had to throw that since I found out there's a couple Yankee fans that are all, so many fans that love our Buffalo Bill fan, he doesn't count because he likes the Bills but a lot of Dolphin fans seems to like
The Yankees.
oh, stink. Yankees are bad. Steve, he doesn't even like that, man. Steve, he likes the Orioles. So if he liked baseball, so don't even listen to him. So, but it's all good. Anyway, on that note, guys, I know we got
On
all
that
over the
note.
topic. Yeah, on that note, we're going to run out of here. Make sure you give me a fins up, but yes, in YouTube, it's a thumbs up. And tell your friends that likes the Dolphins about us because I would love for them to join the team. By joining the team, I mean hit the subscribe button. I always want to talk Dolphins with you guys. Hank, it's been great having you. You kept me on track when I started getting my baseball away. I need to go on Bobby's network and start talking baseball with them on that show that they talk all sports.
Yeah.
I know I'm supposed to be Dolphin only, but hey, it is what it is. Sometimes I got to let it out when I see Yankee fans come into my room. Hey, but that Bills fan, for a guy that likes the Bills and the Yankees, he seems like a pretty cool guy. He always stays in here, keeps that algorithm looking like people like us, stays in for the whole show. Love all you guys. You guys are the best. Hank, if you have anything to say, or if not, I'm going to close us out here.
Thanks for having me again. It's been fun.
Yeah, and hopefully, like I say, I'll have another show Wednesday. Hopefully by then, the Dolphins give us some kind of news. Like I say, sign Wilkins to an extension, sign Dalvin Cook, maybe something on that, some kind of front, sign Cam Smith, and, we will be all good. That's what I want. So we can have a lot of talk about, let's see, I got one more comment in here. Thank you, man. I know, and he's a pretty cool fan. He likes
Thank you,
Kohler,
MRI.
too. Yeah,
It's
Kohler's
been fun
another
playing
Dolphin
around
fan.
with you today.
Yeah, no, it's fun, man. So anyway, with no further ado, I'm out of here. Hank, fins up. And Steve, since you're in here, I'm going to give you the Dolphins #1, baby, as I'm closing out. Dolphins #1, baby. Fins up.